Welcome to the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana, as the 4-0 Chicago Bears come to town to take on the 4-0 Indianapolis Colts. On paper, this one has all the makings of a really good game. The Chicago Bears are the defending Super Bowl champions and are just top to bottom full of superstar players or really good players, led by their defense. Now on offense, they have, maybe the greatest running back ever, Walter Payton. They have Willie Gault, big play wide receiver. Jim McMahon, very solid quarterback. But on defense, and their head coach is Mike Ditka. But on defense, they have William Perry up front, Richard Dent, Steve McMichael. And I think Walter Payton is injured. They have a few injuries right now.
This is a good one to call.
Linebackers, they have Mike Singletary, Ron Rivera. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out.
This defense will stop them for sure.
And my defense has a few new additions. If you did not watch the trading before Week 5 game video, we did make a deal for Sam Mills, middle linebacker, Saints. We made a deal for David Fulcher, strong safety.
Time to call a special teams play.
And then we traded for Kevin Mack, fullback, on offense. We had to give up some of our depth to do that, but I think overall to make our team a lot better. That's so stupid. I couldn't really tell what happened. I had turned my head just a second to see what my recording settings were doing and how they looked, and then next thing I know, my guy's laying on the ground and the ball's rolling up behind him. Okay. And I did turn off the accelerated clock, so that should allow for another few extra plays during the game. And it should allow me to not get as many penalties as I had been getting. Pretty good blocking on that play. Mike Singletary did come over and make the stop, but looked like my tight end, my backup tight end made a good block. And my line so far looked like they're blocking pretty decently.
Now, smart coach would punt the ball here.
That's about the closest I've seen a defense get in to possibly block a punt.
Try this play.
Well, there's Walter Payton. I thought he was injured. And I'll probably leave it on Sam Mills most of the time. Now Jim McMahon is injured. I think he's injured for about 8 weeks. So they have their backup quarterback, Mike Tomczak, in there. This is just before Jim Harbaugh came to town. So he should be in the maybe the first draft that we have. There's the man that gets injured every game.
You should stop him with this play.
I really wanted to trade him off and not have to fool with him, but I couldn't really figure out what kind of deal to put him in. Since I wasn't getting the cornerback back.
Call this defense. Give this defense a shot.
We hadn't really been getting any pressure on the quarterback or anything in the first couple of weeks there, and I'm hoping the addition of Mills plus switching to the 4-3 or 3-4 will let my linebackers run free a little bit. I think my profile's been messing up and switching my playbooks on me, and I haven't really been paying attention.
Give this one a try.
Good play by Bickett, I believe it was, over there.
Give this one a shot.
Mills came diving in late, but Bickett's the one that made the play.
This defense looks good.
At the end of 1-0-0. The game's moving fairly quickly, even without the accelerated clock. The Bears are running the ball a lot, of course, with Walter Payton, and then, my first 2 plays were with Dickerson, so a lot of runs so far earlier in the game. Kevin Green with the sack, and that's what I'm hoping for. With Del Rio and Mills manning the middle, it'll hopefully free up Green to wreak havoc in the backfield. And, actually flirted with the idea of possibly moving him to defensive end if we went with a more traditional 4-3. Because he is my best pass rusher. Just like a little kid, if you get a new toy, you want to try it out. So I'm going to attempt and let Kevin Mack run. About 3 or 4 on the carry. Not bad. Trying to get my guys running up to the line of scrimmage. I don't know. Maybe I'm coming in too cautious on some of these games and what my game plan is. Can't really. I don't want to make a silly play and allow them to cash in. Terrible throw.
Put it away.
didn't really have time for it to get my receiver to make his, round it off and get there and then kind of, I guess, float it in or finesse it in.
This is a good one to call.
Put a little more touch on it next time, or try it. I'm just really worried about this, the Chicago defense. That's a joke.
A smart coach would call this
I will ship him off after this game. I don't care if it's a half-chewed piece of bubble gum or what, but even Billy from 4C can see that he's not going to be an asset for me.
Call this defense here.
I think it was 4C.
This is what I would call in this situation.
Yeah, speaking of Clinksale or whatever his name is, the cornerback who has already been injured 2 times in this game and a couple of other games also. I was watching a report one time on a football game, and the announcer made a really good point. He said one of the best abilities that a person can have is availability, and that makes a world of sense. It doesn't matter how talented you are if you can't depend on you to be on the court or the field or wherever you are. So he may be 80 some odd rank, but if I can't count on him to play consistently, he's pretty much useless. Okay, my audibles are messed up. I tried to change those, so I'm not sure what happened there. I'll try it again. See, I'm still trying to work out the kinks with some of this, but I did attempt to change my audibles, and they are not showing up correctly. I really was looking for Hester going up the sideline, but Kevin Mack on this game anyway appears to be a very underrated receiver. I used him. I was just messing around with a fantasy draft, like test franchise when I first uploaded and everything, and I ended up with Kevin Mack. I used him as my primary halfback. And he had some pretty decent games. He's nowhere near as explosive as Dickerson is on the game, but he was very solid. He'd run over, he'd truck some people every once in a while. I really have to quit trying to use that highlight stick, and I'm really working to get away from that. I'm not doing a very good job. But if I can stop using that and stop slowing down my process or progress, then it may benefit me a little bit more. That was terrible. I did not see the linebacker. It flared out in the flats. Oh my gosh. Third and 3. Looks like they're cheating up. Dent almost got me before I got the first down. The way it was opening up there, I thought I had a shot at a big gain. And Dent just peeled off his guy, came over and got me pretty quickly. I'm going to try to hit Verdon up the seam. Gosh. Sorry. Didn't mean to blow into the mic there, just frustration. Okay, that was a pretty decent play. I'm going to try to hurry up. Let's go with smash corners, 5. I'm trying to get a play run. Okay, that gave me a first down. I should have called a timeout, big idiot. I didn't think it gave me a first down. I thought it was going to be 3rd and short, so go ahead and kick the field goal here and give us the lead. We get the ball at the beginning of the second half, so that should give us a chance to maybe go up 2 scores. Now Gentry just returned the ball there. Dennis Gentry, he was a good little Tecmo Bowl player. I liked using him anyway. Yeah, it's crazy though, but a lot of the I guess roster knowledge from other teams, besides my favorite team, was built from Tecmo Bowl. Because it's not like today. I mean, there might have been some highlight shows and stuff like that. But as far as the coverage and having the options to watch whoever you want to pretty much each week, we just, you didn't have those in this time. Got him. Let's get a good gain here. Corn dogs. I don't know what to say. Come on, people. Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to get a pitch to the outside and just hope for the best. And that's about all I can do is hope. Lost one on the play. I'm going to go to a traditional I formation. If I have to run Mac up the middle to get some yards, I will. Trying to get Dickerson on a smash, I believe it is. And, defense like this, that may be the best route to take, is just, straight up in there, as opposed to trying to, bounce to the outside. And you hear that a lot if you watch games, nowadays. They'll talk about running backs and being more worried about bouncing it out and not really picking up any gains. Should have Dickerson to the left or Mac to the right. No. Didn't work out too badly for me.
Keep the defense guessing. Don't forget
I didn't want to do that.
Direction and play action to keep them off balance on passing down.
Okay, here I'm going to go goal line offense, so heavy backfield. I'm going to pinch the line in, and I'm going to try to get Mac And he bullied his way through there. I was a little worried at first, but he was able to get in. Okay, here we go. I'm going to run the flats play. Try to get... oh, man, I forgot. Okay, Hester's hurt, so that means Verdon's on the outside and Martin's on the inside. I'm not sure who Martin is, or it doesn't even matter. Dan Hampton, I believe it is. I don't think I mentioned him at the beginning of the game. He may have been the one I had forgotten. But that looked like Dan Hampton. Okay, this should give me Bill Brooks. This is one of my favorite plays. Brooks kind of rolling to the corner, and Verdon will be coming across the middle post. Brooks just did a really good job posting up, going up and getting the rebound basically. Got hammered again by Wilbur Marshall. Forgot about him, linebacker. Wilbur Marshall was good for the Bears, and seems to me like he became really, really good after he left Chicago. He was one of those guys, if I remember right, that he would just field the stat sheet. He'd get a sack here or there, get interceptions. He just good all around, linebacker. Gosh. Cornflakes and muffins and any other word you want to use to represent frustration. I think he was down, but I mean, not down. I think it was a fumble. Yeah, it was clearly out. And who came up and got that hit? I'm not sure. I think he may be the forgotten linebacker. Or for me, anyway. He's the one I never really got to know. I couldn't read his name. I think that was Beach's only catch of the game and fumbled it. Well, Clink Scale's back in there. Let's see how long it lasts. There we go, 52. I think that's Mills. Not his normal number with the Saints, I don't think, but so that's Mills. Read it perfectly, made a good play. Now he got sucked in on the inside here and didn't help us any. Harvey Armstrong, defensive end. His first start, I believe. I thought Walter Payton was going to be down for a minute there. Gosh, 3-0. What a boring game. Mills in coverage, pulls over, good. I'll take it. Very smart play. Kept him in front of the first down, gain marker, and then made the tackle or assisted on the tackle. I will take it. Plays like that are, why I'm trying to build up my defense to make sure that if my offense can score 3 points, then I've got a shot to win. Which I fully expect to do a little better than this, but it's one of those things, if the opposing team doesn't score, then they can't win. I just have to score more points than they do. And I've traded most of my picks for this upcoming draft off. I have held on to my first round pick though. And really the first 3 rounds, they're the most important. Now I have given up a second rounder. I have given up a third rounder. I have 3/4 and my first still yet. Let's go strong, 3 wide, and try to get a mismatch somewhere. I'd like to get there we go, get my back coming out of the backfield. And even if I don't have him, I like the route tree of the other ones. All right. Excuse me. Here's my thought process on this. I can kick a field goal, of course. That gives me 6-point lead. But I kind of feel like if I can score a touchdown, or at least I bet I can't challenge anymore. Oh my gosh. If I wasn't being recorded, I'd probably let out some screams and oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm just curious here. I just want to see for my own purposes. Okay, I bet it's not going to show me the line of the game. Okay, and I've not really used the instant replay here. Slow motion. I want to try to turn it, and I'm not sure. Rotate 3 and 4. No, that's just zoom in and out. There we go. Okay, looks like the 10-yard line is the line to gain. So I'm going to go here and try to go flat across. And like I said, I do apologize for my terrible work here. Catches it. Okay. Goes back to the 9. That looks to me like he is past the 10-yard line. Now, I don't know what you all think. And here may be a problem because I'm not sure how to get out of here. There we go.
You should stop him with this play.
And that, my friends, is a lesson of why you don't challenge a play that you almost know for sure is a fumble anyway, which I did with the Pat Beach catch.
Heck, this is a good one to call.
Thankfully, Kevin Green bailed me out there. The switch to the 3-4, I don't know if it's the addition of Sam Mills has really made that big of a difference, but switching to the 3-4 has definitely allowed Green anyway. Bickett's not really done anything, but it has freed Green up to rush. He has 2 sacks. And I would definitely consider him as the MVP of the game so far, especially on my end. And I think that was Klinkskill, 34, with the pass breakup. So maybe I can't say too much bad about him. Okay, just going to try counter, but I'm going to try to pinch it to the inside here. And nothing. Alright, looks like they're coming pretty heavy. If I can get I'm going to run pass play here. Try to sneak Dickerson out of the backfield. The 4 route. I'm going to go 3 with a quick little... I'd still call that more of a post than a slant because he's going more to the post. I know it's not deep, but we'll go slant, I guess. Maybe, excuse me. Maybe if I can get him there. And that was terrible. Be smarter than that. Be smarter than that. There we go. Perfect blocking down the field. Just, fall in behind those big guys and
You better kick it here.
found the end zone. Blocking like that makes it easy. I'm not sure what their defense was looking for. But, my run blocking has been pretty decent this game. We started out and we picked up, a couple plays here and there, and we'd get to third and short, third and, medium top down yardage, and just couldn't make the play. So we've held Chicago scoreless. Minute 30 to go. Their defense, I wouldn't say they've stopped us so much. I think I'll go in and change the settings. I'll add maybe 2 or 3 points to everything. Okay, there's Bickett.
This is a good one to call.
And, really this is what I'm hoping for. I've got Mills, Del Rio in the middle. Coverage, tackling, Green, Bickett on the ends. Outside linebackers. Rushing the passer, getting a few sacks here and there. And Green really should be amongst the league leaders every year from here on out. Every year that I can run my franchise. Triple coverage, and he still comes down with it. That looks like a big old boy. He may be a tight end. But he definitely used his size to go up and make a play there. There's another tight end, I think. Okay, Mills looks like he's out in coverage. Zone, maybe. Playing the flats. Looks like a safety blitz. Showing anyway. Make the pick. Right now, I would consider if there was one position that I needed to upgrade, I would like to have better cornerbacks. That looked like maybe a cornerback blitz right there.
Just go ahead and take a knee here.
Kneel. Not kneeling. Games are too short to be kneeling. It's not Game of Thrones. I'm not going to kneel. Oh, got killed. I had him too.
Heck, this is a good one to call.
The pump fake did me in. I probably could have thrown it. Probably could have thrown it and had a touchdown or a big game. That's some baloney. I think my DBs are pretty terrible. I like the addition of Fulcher, but he's still, he's like 21-year-old rookie on this game, so he's got some growing to do. There's Daniel making a play. Let's go 99 yards. Let's do this. Let's see, one. I'm going to send Martin deep, and then I've got Vernon going deep. And I went to scratch my nose and saw the blitz coming and smacked my steering wheel. Anyway, in just a rip-roaring, exciting game, we did, and Lovey or Ditka or somebody's got something serious going on with their head there. We did come away victorious, 10-0. Individual stats real quick. I was able to get in 16 attempts. I'm okay with that. 16, 20 attempts. Rushes, let's see. 13 to 15 rushing attempts. I'll take it. Terrible average. And, I was talking, I kind of felt like I had some pretty good blocking, which, Max was not bad. Receiving, Brooks led the way, which he should. He's my primary receiver, even if he's listed as number 2. That's who I would depend on most of the time. Tackles, Mills, Kevin Green 2. Coleman, that was a cornerback blitz I wasn't sure about. Bickett, so I'm good with that. Daniel. All right, fellas. Well, there's the statistics for the game. I'll end it. I'll take us to the week and sim through that, and then I'll make some changes and get ready to see who we're going to play next week. Simulate the week. Colts and Texans. Texans should be, you can see the record here, 0-5. It should be a fairly easy matchup. Now, like I said, I will go in and make some changes with the AI, or the artificial intelligence here, for the next sim. Maybe help them out just a little bit. And I really am going to try to trade Clink Scale. But thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll get ready for next week. Thanks.